Bon, sinon, Monsieur Yankuba DARBOE, Commissaire Général, Gambia Revenue Authority, s'il vous plaît.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC, for giving me the floor. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to begin my speech by recognizing the presence of the following people: the President of West African Union of Tax Institute, WAUTI, the representative of the Minister of Justice that is here with us, and not forgetting the life and the past presidents of WAUTI, Madam Gladys, my brother, Dr. Saliu Gay, distinguished heads of revenue authorities across the sub-region, respected members of the WAUTI Council, Executive Director of WATAF that is here present with us, representatives of ETAF that are here with us, members of the media that are here with us, the Director General of Customs or his representative who is with us here right now, Mr. Usman, the DG of the EMPO, Edobe, who is currently here with us, and the delegations from the Gambia Revenue Authority, including the Deputy Commissioner General, Mr. Isa Jallo, the Director of Technical Services, Mr. Yaya Mane, the Deputy Director of Legal and Board Services, and the rest of the delegations. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. I would begin to say that we are very pleased to be here. Since our arrival in this city, the receptions we received was really great. Dr. Saliu, you and your team of organizers, I would begin to say thank you so much for giving us such a good reception. And I am sure this applies to the rest of the delegations that comes from different parts of Africa. We want to say thank you very much for an excellent reception. I know it is never easy to have this kind of organization. It must have taken a lot of effort for us to be here today and witness such a great program. A lot of work must have been done before. And I want to say, on behalf of the Gambian delegation and on behalf of Gambia Revenue Authority, I want to say thank you so much for giving us that good reception and the efforts that you make towards the success of this meeting. It is profound honor and distinct pleasure to deliver this goodwill message at the opening of the 12th Annual International Tax Conference. On behalf of the Gambia Revenue Authority and the government of the Republic of the Gambia, I extend my warmest fraternal greetings to you all. Please allow me at this juncture to commend WAUTI for sustaining this important platform over the past years. For 12 consecutive conferences, WAUTI has provided a professional and intellectual forum where tax administrators, policymakers, academics, and practitioners converge to shape the physical feature of our region. That consistency reflects a vision, resilience, and commitment to the advancement of taxation in West Africa. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this year's theme, Taxation and Economic Sovereignty in West Africa, Harmonizing the Fiscal Autonomy for Inclusive Growth, is both timely and profound. Economic sovereignty is at its core the ability of nations to determine its development trajectory through independence and sustainable financing. Taxation remains the most legitimate, reliable, dignified instrument for achieving that sovereignty. It reduces dependency, strengthens accountability between government and citizens, and it reinforces the social contract between us and the citizens. We met at a moment of a profound transformation in the global economic landscape. The world is changing rapidly, and the implications for developing countries, particularly those in Africa, are significant. For decades, many of our countries rely heavily on external support to finance development priorities. However, we are increasingly witnessing a shift. We are now witnessing what many now terms as donor fatigue. Donor fatigue is real, and the global economic environment has made development assistance more constrained and uncertain. At the same time, our continent faces a growing debt burden. In several African countries, available data indicates that as much as 60% of our government revenue is now devoted to debt service. This situation raises fundamental questions. What remains for investment in health, in education, and in infrastructure? These realities compel us to rethink our approach to financing development. Africa must increasingly look inward and rely on homegrown solutions. Our development cannot be outsourced. It must be financed primarily through the strengthening of our institutions, our own economics, and our own fiscal systems. This is where domestic revenue mobilizations become central to our continent. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have to ask ourselves one very important question, and that is, do we have to still continue depending on other people for sustenance of our economics? I think it is high time. Being the tax experts, being the policy makers, we will all look inward. We've been depending on donors' support for a very long time. And I think we have now developed enough experts in-house to be able to generate the revenue that will sustain our economics. We, at the level of our country, we have started doing this. And I am sure other countries in West Africa are also doing. But we need to increase our efforts, because domestic revenue mobilization is the only way out. We have seen what is happening in the world today. All over the world, things are getting difficult. And therefore, there is no way out. Other people can keep giving you something. But instead, we have to make sure that we maximize the revenue collection in our countries so that our governments can use those revenues to sustain the economic development of our countries. Domestic revenue mobilization provides a more stable and sustainable pathway for developing financing. While international trade revenues are often volatile, particularly in the world characterized by geopolitical tensions, shifting supply chains, and economic unsustainability, domestic taxation remains the most reliable and consistent source of public finance. Strong tax systems are therefore not merely technical instruments of revenue collection. They are pillars of economic sovereignty. They empower governments to plan, invest, and deliver essential services to citizens. They strengthen the social contract between the state and its people. They also enable countries to pursue development agendas that are shaped by our own priorities and aspirations. When we have our own money, we generate our own money. Nobody should ask us where to spend that money. We as citizens and the government have to decide where our money will be spent. But if you depend on other people, then they will direct you where you should spend your money. And it is high time that we develop our own revenue so that we can decide our future. Africa, West Africa, we can decide our own future, not depending on other people to tell us what to do. For these reasons, institutions like WAUTI play a critical role in the transformation of our fiscal landscape by building professional capacity, encouraging policy dialogues, by building professional capacity and encouraging policy dialogue, and promoting best practice in taxation. WAUTI contribute directly to the strengthening of domestic revenue system across West Africa. Congratulations to WAUTI. Congratulations to you for the good work that you are doing. At the Gambia Revenue Authority, we fully recognize the importance of this mission. We remain committed to supporting WAUTI and its objective. Our collaborations with regional tax institutions reflect our belief that at the Gambia Revenue Authority, we fully recognize the importance of this mission. We remain committed to supporting WAUTI and its objective. Our collaborations with the regional tax institutions reflect our belief that the challenges facing our revenue administrations are shared, and that our solutions must also be collective. Through collaboration, knowledge exchange, and professional development, we can strengthen our tax administrations, improve compliance, enhance transparency, and ultimately increase the effectiveness of domestic revenue mobilization across our region. But beyond strengthening institutions, we must also strengthen the narratives around taxation in Africa. Taxation must not be viewed solely as an obligation imposed on citizens and businesses. Rather, it must be understood as a shared investment in nation building. Every tax collected, when managed responsibly, translates into roads that connect communities, hospitals that save lives, schools that educate our children, infrastructures that powers economic growth. This is why the work of tax professionals, policymakers, and revenue administrations gathered here today is so important. You are not only shaping tax policy, but you are also shaping the future of our economics. I therefore wish to use this opportunity to call upon all participants at this conference, tax experts, practitioners, policymakers, and development partners to join in advancing renewed continental commitment to domestic revenue mobilization. Let us work together to develop innovative, efficiency, fair tax systems that are capable of financing Africa's development. Let us strengthen cooperation among our institutions and harmonize our approaches where possible, while perceiving the fiscal autonomy necessary to address the national priorities. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, above all, let us champion the principle that Africa development must increasingly be financed by Africans themselves. The discussion that will take place during the conference are therefore not merely a technical conversation. They are conversations about the future of economic sovereignty in West Africa and beyond. I am confident that the experts gathered in this room will generate ideas and solutions that will contribute meaningfully to strengthen our fiscal systems and enhancing inclusive growth across the region. In conclusion, allow me once again to commend WAUTI for organizing this important conference and for its continued leadership in promoting excellence in taxation. The Gambia Revenue Authority remains a proud partner of WAUTI, and we stand ready to support its roles, mission of strengthening tax professionalism and cooperation across Africa. I wish you all a fruitful deliberation and a successful program. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for the time. MC, I saw you can. Very long.